So I wanted to go ahead and get this video out of the way. Not in a bad way, but I want to focus on other videos. And so again, doing the lion's share, going through each chapter, and figuring out the clues from there. So a recap of chapter 1, because I think this is all going to build. So I think each time I do a new chapter, I'm kind of going to briefly recap the main points to bring over. So from chapter 1, the main points that I'm bringing over are a roadmap. We're looking for a roadmap. The theme of mirror imaging, the theme of letters that are repeated on certain pages, and the theme of stories inside of stories. And I don't know if theme is the right word. Motif, clue, hint, but that's what I'm going with right now. So now we're looking in chapter 2, and we've got those same themes that are from chapter 1 that we're working with. All right, so again, I don't really pay attention to, I pay attention to, but I'm not looking for clues in the first couple paragraphs or the last couple paragraphs. If they repeat something, I think that's significant, but I'm not really looking for something in there because I still believe that each chapter, while there may be themes that are repeated, I think there's only 1, 2, 3 max clues to take away, all right? And so the one thing I look at for is pictures, because we went after the Scotty picture, right? Which picture doesn't belong? And so for me, it stuck out pretty early, and I'd caught this when I flipped through. Page 34, this picture right here. All right? So this picture, and I have a picture of myself there, is it's Ta Prohm, and I apologize if you're Cambodian, I'm pronouncing that wrong. Taprohm, Ta Prohm. And the caption reads, Angkor Wat is the largest temple of Angkor, which, again, the caption is not dishonest, right? I don't know if you can see it right there. I mean, the caption doesn't say that that's what the picture is, which other captions do, right? So the next page, page 36, this intricately carved gold ring is, and all that, right? This caption doesn't say that it's for that picture. Angkor Wat is the largest temple of Angkor, which is a true statement. But again, that caption doesn't say that that's what the picture is, because this picture is Ta Prohm. Yeah, very, very fresh. Did a fresh shave just for you guys, just for you, V. So I think that that's pretty significant. Now, if you want to be a technical person, yes, Ta Prohm is on the larger Angkor archaeological complex. I think I had to buy like a day pass for the guide, and it included two things. It included bus taxi from our hotel, and it took us to Angkor Wat, and then it also took us to this other temple, which was, I'm trying to remember, it was a couple of years back, maybe like maybe like 15 minutes away. Again, you can probably Google it and find out. But the main thing that's important to me is that the picture is not, it is different. Nowhere in the, I'm very sorry to hear that, PC Builds. Nowhere in the text does it say Ta Prohm. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong if you're looking at it, but I don't see Ta Prohm anywhere in here. So, like Scotty, this would be a picture that doesn't quite belong. So I think that it's a significant clue there. All right, so we found the picture hint. Now we're looking for a story inside of a story, which I don't think, I wish I was One Punch Man, which I don't think that this, again, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, it's JCB's There's Treasure Inside book. I don't think there's any stories inside of stories here, all right? So it starts off, he tells a story about, like, his first job outside of college, right? About, going into sales and environmentally friendly sales and stuff like that. And then from there, it transitions into kind of a rough transition, I thought. But, again, I'm no English expert. But it transitions into Tiet Nguyen. I should have Googled how to pronounce that. Transitions into her story. And then from there, it transitions once again into jewelry with a Buddhist and Hindu hint. And this is where I get my the big hint from this chapter. All right, let me read this out for you. We're at the bottom of page 32 and the top of page 33. For Buddhists, the color of a lotus flower adds additional implications. A pink lotus signals that there is important historical significance. A red lotus denotes love. A white lotus portends purity. But what about the color blue? All right, so there is a treasure in the book. In what way? I mean, the treasure is the friends we make along the way, right? The treasure is the videos that we put out, the comments that we read. Um, I don't know. To be determined if there is treasure out there. What does terrible art represent? Wow, that's a good question. Throw it up in the chat. But the question asked is, what about the color blue? A blue lotus possesses the most powerful symbolism of all. Again, we're looking at a roadmap, all right? We're looking at trying to follow the instructions he's telling us. So he just tells us that a blue lotus possesses the most powerful symbolism of all. A blue lotus indicates that knowledge and wisdom have conjoined to prepare a pathway to enlightenment where secrets are revealed. All right, so I think that's pretty significant for me, and it's kind of tucked in, if you will, right? So we go from, if you follow the roadmap, the path again here, we go from his post college job experience, embarrassing story. Yeah, we get it. Goes into this this Asian art collector. Okay, cool. Goes into the rings. All right, the significance, and then right layered in between the rings, we talk about the lotus. We talk about the blue lotus. All right, and then it kind of pulls back. Goes a little bit about the pre-Angkor period, Khmer Empire. I thought if I'm trying to look for a story inside of a story, thank you. This speaking of cancer earlier, this was one of my aunt's partner was a really talented painter, and painted it. It's a mother. I'm trying to think of the title. I should remember the title. It's motherhood or something. I think could represent either a son or a daughter. I mean, it could be, but it's definitely like a motherly kind of theme there. Getting distracted. Deep philosophical life stuff. I don't know. I've just normal dude, late 30s, lived life, made some mistakes, learned a few lessons. Probably still have a lot more lessons to learn. The closest I came to a story inside of a story was going about Champa. All right, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. We're at the bottom of page 35. Champa. Hi, Missy. Thank you. I think that's why I keep doing this in front of this painting. I think the painting gets a lot more comments than the actual content of the book that we're reading here. But the story of Champa is that they were never conquered, all right, which is very cool. I grew up in Texas, heard stories of the Alamo. This story ended up differently because the small guys, Champa, conquered the big city, and they held it for 4 years, which is pretty impressive. Yeah, that's my aunt's name, Argentina. So I think, and that's if you look at this page right here, I mean that's a blue sapphire. All right, now we don't really get the lotus, which if it was a blue lotus, then I'd be like all tripped out over it. But it's not the lotus because I think that a blue lotus is going to be a symbol we're going to be looking for in the book. But anything with the color blue, I think, is going to be important going forward. But again, so top of page 37, whether it was Champa's careful study of attack and defense, the Hindu preparation for the afterlife. Now, okay, so I'll go on a small little tangent right here. I do have a time hack I need to make. I don't want to go past 9:30 East Coast time. But so a little bit of background on myself. I have a little bit of a military background. Nothing really cool. I'm not a super soldier or anything like that. Just a normal dude. Boot camp, shooting, stuff like that. But the phrase whether it was the Champa's careful study of attack and defense, the Hindu preparation for the afterlife, or the Khmer's intricate building of Angkor, one thing is sure, none of these cultures were winging it. I don't know if that was an ignorance on his part of like military strategy. I don't want to geek out and nerd over it. Having read a lot of World War I, World War II, done a lot of studies of big famous battles, it's just a weird summary. And maybe he's not a military guy, which I think that's the theme I'm getting. Nothing against California. He's a California dude. He's a singer. Okay, really cool, down to earth, hippie. Treasure far out, all that good stuff. And so there's nothing against that. It's just the way he kind of brushes over, which if you read about this battle, it's a really crazy battle. But he's kind of summarizes up in a few sentences with what did he say? Sailing their navy. Where's it at? Yeah, 35. Just sailing their navy and taking over a massive city. That's kind of like just how he summarizes it, which is, I'm guessing that the navy and the military do not play a really big part because he kind of really just super brushes over it. All right, thanks. Yeah, thanks. All right, so anyways, moving on. And then that's it. I mean, it ends on page 37. All right, and I don't want to go into chapter 3 because this is just a chapter 2 thing. Ibrahim, what's up, man? So if we're looking back through chapter 2, the big takeaways, I think, for this chapter are the color blue. All right, I think it's going to play anytime you see something in blue, anytime you see the color blue, I think that's a very, very important thing to notice. And then the second big takeaway is going to be the picture. And I haven't really decided what, I mean, if you Google Taprohm, Taprohm, like the first dozen hits are going to be almost that exact same location. I mean, it's very iconic. It was in one of the Tomb Raider movies. I mean, it's tree roots growing over this old temple. I mean, look. I mean, it's a really cool photo. It's definitely iconic. It's not Angkor Wat, which this blows my mind. I mean, so Angkor Wat is the 8th. It just became the 8th wonder of the world in 2023. I guess they vote on the 8th wonder of the world because there's 7, right? And the Leaning Tower of Pizza, Leaning Tower, or is it Pompeii? No. I think Pompeii was the 8th wonder of the world. Okay, yeah, lock in. There we go. Lock in. So the Pompeii was the 8th wonder of the world for 50 years. 50 years, I read that. And just until 2023, Angkor Wat overcame it. So if you were doing a treasure book and you had a treasure hunt and you were talking about Angkor and talking about the Khmer, wouldn't you have Angkor Wat? I mean, it's an iconic photo, but instead you went with one of the smaller temples. That's gotta be something, right? I mean, Pompeii's town that got destroyed. Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking of pizza then. Pizza. But yeah, so that's huge. I don't know what's important about this photo. I don't know if it's a key for location. I don't know if we got to look in the tree roots. If tree roots is going to be where it's at, somehow a tree is going to play in the part. But that's the we're wrapping it up because the chat's getting a little wild in there. But that's all I wanted to cover for today. Is chapter 1, roadmap, jobs, Apple. We're still looking at MN. WI, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Mirror image is flipping. We're going into chapter 2. Now we've talked about the temple that wasn't really there, that was not mentioned. All right, so hidden temple. I don't really know how that applies to the U.S. because we don't really have that many like temples. Like we're not really. I don't think the Native Americans built like massive temples. Not in North America. In South America, yeah, sure, but in North America, which we think the treasure is in North America, if you believe in the treasure at all. But and then blue. So the blue lotus, blue symbolizes let me read that one more time. Closing here. Blue symbolizes the path to reveal secrets. Got it right. Gold umbrellas. I just had it. Going gold symbolizes blue. King many wives. Jewels. Page 33. A blue lotus indicates that knowledge and wisdom have conjoined to prepare a path to enlightenment where secrets are revealed. So that first part, now that I read it out loud, it's kind of mouthy, right? It's kind of Huli, Angkor beat out Pompeii for 8th, right? So I'm glad, helping me lock in here. It's 8th wonder of the world. Why wouldn't you include it when you're talking about Angkor? Why would you when the Khmer? But you said you choose something that's not even a wonder. It's a really cool temple, Taprohm. But anyways, so yeah, blue. Okay, blue is the key here. Anytime you see the word blue, anything blue in these first parts, part 1, lion's share, That's what you're gonna want to look into. Anything else? Give a shout. Remember this? Anthony. Okay, yeah. Shout out to your family member. Rita John Jones, Pound. Hey, somebody watched one of the treasure videos. John Bones Jones. I don't want to call him out publicly. I'll let JJ do that because I mean I don't think he stand a chance, but I would get absolutely destroyed. So I'm not gonna call out John Jones on the off chance somebody sends this to him and then he wants to fight me. So oh yeah, sorry, Huli. Okay, all right. So yes, you're coming in kind of late, but that's my fault because I just pop these things off randomly. For the lion's share, I don't know if you watched the video on chapter 1, but we look talking about a roadmap. I'm not pulling more than 3 things from each chapter. I think it's too much to pull 4 or 5 clues per chapter times 24. So I'm looking for like the 2 or 3 main things. And so for chapter 1, it was mirror image. Mirror is going to be a key role. We're looking for roadmaps, and we got kind of 3 states we're playing with. Chapter 2, the way that the lotuses and the rings are mentioned in there, and he talks about blue. Okay, I'll go. I'm repeating it, but yeah, these live things are crazy. But I like Huli. Huli is my friend, so I do not mind. Here we go. Huli, this is for you. Locked in. Bottom of page 32, top of page 33. It's layered in between his story about after college, going into the Vietnamese art collector, going into religion, and then layered in that before he does another transition with a red line, like a really hardcore transition. Layered in all those layers, he talks about the colors. For Buddhist, the color of a lotus flower adds additional implications. Pink lotus is that, red lotus is that, white is that. And then he says, what about the color blue? That's a question he's asking us, which is another thing. How many questions does he ask us in the book? That's another important thing, probably for another video. A blue lotus possesses the most powerful symbolism of all. So he asked us a question, and now he's telling you that a blue lotus possesses the most powerful symbolism of all. A blue lotus indicates that knowledge and wisdom have conjoined to prepare a path to enlightenment where secrets are revealed. So that's the boom. That's it. Yeah, 6 minutes left. We're getting there. So that's the mic drop for the moment. Blue lotus. If you're walking around and see a blue lotus, it's no, I don't think it's going to be like that. But I do think that the theme is going to follow. And yeah, I'm excited to get into chapter 3 of what we can talk about. All right. Any more shout outs for sick family members with names that are trying to set me up? No. The real Noah Garcia. Gims, thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, Huli. See you guys later. Bye. Good luck.